I did like how it seems Kitty is taking on a leadership role, right? It does feel natural that this was kind of leading to this. Although when the characters start pointing it out, then it starts feeling a little weird, but it's still fine. I can't. I already said I can't say I cared for this story too much. I get what you're saying about it being a dark story juxtaposed by what we would assume would be sweetness and light of the Power Pack. But and that certainly makes for a more interesting take, and you're absolutely right on that. But it just didn't really do anything for me. It kind of feels like a fill-in issue to me, to be honest. It doesn't really relate to other things that we've been reading. I mean, like the subplot that we just saw with Storm has been completely abandoned. We just kind of get thrown in the middle of this, and it's going to go away again come the next issue, as we have another event coming in to kind of sweep things through. Don't mean to spoil on that, but I think it's on the cover anyway. So, didn't really care for it, although I will say I kind of had a thought here, which I think maybe occurred to me once before when we saw the Morlocks, but it really solidified in my brain now. How do the Morlocks discover so many more mutants than Charles Xavier does, right? Xavier's looking for them. He's the strongest telepath in the world. He has Cerebro to help them out. And I guess the Morlocks have Caliban, all right, and he does the job for the Morlocks. But you'd think Xavier would have been more aware of this group, because he's actively searching for mutants. So I feel like that's something that needs to be explained at some point. I mean, it's cool.
They have not explained that. I don't think they've explained that Caliban has those powers.
Are they still not?
I mean, unless it's a throwaway line that I just don't remember somewhere, but they don't ever show him actively hunting for things. They don't. I mean, they haven't really gone into depth into what his powers are. I think that the idea here is like you have to put yourself in early 1980s New York and how there was a homeless problem. There was, you're right after the Reagan era where there was the institutions were closed, and there was this feeling like everything was like overrun by these types of people. I mean, I know you haven't watched any movies, but watch any 1980s movies and have people go out in the streets, whether it's like San Francisco or New York or anything like that, and it just kind of feels like there's just a constant roving gangs of people. And I think that's the thought process here. But yeah, you do have a good point, right? Like if Professor X is supposed to be gathering up mutants, he's not really doing a great job. He kind of gets the 6 or 8 best looking ones, and then he forgets about the rest.
So what we're saying is Professor X has discriminatory tastes for the beautiful young boys and young girls.
Check the file, see if he's in there. That's all.
Oh dear, Professor X is getting extra flights to certain islands. Is that what we're suggesting?
Oh, yeah, the island that walks like a man.
Oh no. I don't want to think about other things like a man that island does, but let's no, just like a creep, not like a man. All right, let's put a stop to this. We're going down a bad route. All right, Sojer, any other final thoughts?
No, other than I do think it kind of is a fill-in issue, right? Like I think we're playing with the spacing between now and issue 200. We're close enough to that, so